What's going on, everybody? You read the title, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked on the video. We have our very first street photography festival to react to in 2025, and it is the second annual, all the way out in Ireland, the Dublin Street Photography Festival. And I'm looking forward to seeing some new imagery, some new names appear on the scene, and let's see whose life's gonna change after winning this festival. How do you like my beanie? Do I look like Miss Cleo about to predict the future in this festival? The Dublin Street Photography Festival has an all-star judging panel right here, starting with Magnum photographer Martin Parr. You have Bangkok, Thailand, Rami Narula, and you have one of my favorites from New York City, Melissa O'Shaughnessy. 3 judges selecting the pool of finalist images, as well as third, second, and first place. So with the 3 judges, I am expecting some humor, some reflection shots, also a handful of family, children in the frame. And when I mean humor, I don't mean it always has to be a juxtaposition, literal type of shot like that. But we'll see. I will admit, I've seen some of the photos over the past weekend at the festival. It looked lively, well put together. I wish I was there myself. I will say the third, second, and first place prizes are a bit underwhelming. But hey, maybe they allocated more of the budget to a more experiential festival rather than prizes. Who knows? But we don't enter these for prizes, do we? We enter this for the feather in the cap certificate, I should say. So you know what? I'm ready to just jump straight into the finalist images and let's see what we get. Okay, we're going with the first photo here from Andrew Glickman. Okay, a juxtaposition type of photo. That cover kind of looks like the reader right there. Maybe she's reading a book about herself? She's that into herself? I don't know. I do like how the cover aligns with the reader's face right there. A real good observational moment of stillness. There is a hint of humor there and it lands pretty cleanly. The woman sitting next to her has quite of a concerned expression looking at her phone. So it does add a little emotional tension, just mixing it up a little bit. Obviously, we know the center point is the juxtaposition with the book and the reader. If Andrew did miss this moment, there's no photo here. Other than that, it's flat for me. The lighting is not very inspiring. I mean, I could barely breathe looking at this photo. It just feels very cramped, like a typical subway. Who knows, maybe it's cropped heavily, I don't know. I think what would have made this image just slightly better is if the book covered the reader's face a little bit and you just see her ear, because the book cover shows the entirety of the face except from the earlobe on. Perhaps that might have been too gimmicky, but you know, I'm just trying to think of how this could be elevated. There's not a lot of options for me to visualize how this could be elevated. Maybe this is the best shot. It's not my cup of tea. It's not something that's very memorable, but somehow, some way, it caught the judges' eyes and it made it down into the finalist pool. So congratulations, Andrew. Moving on. All right, this next one is from Anna Lawman. Okay, another observational, humorous scene capture. I don't know what the lady is doing. She's trying to help the man push down, shove down the trash in the trash bin there. It is gritty. It feels like a real moment. The colors nothing about it pops out for me. I mean, I guess this falls under juxtaposition layer, humor, imagery. Maybe playful is the right word. I mean, although the background's clean, it's just the colors just so muted. The colors of what they have on is just not inspiring. It's not a memorable photo for me. I mean, to me, it lacks a lot of emotion. So I understand that this is probably supposed to be a funny moment, but obviously I'm not laughing, so it just doesn't hit me where I'm supposed to feel hit. I mean, yeah, I don't have really much to say about this one from Anna. I do like that it's the framing or compositionally is slightly tilted. It's not perfect, which kind of adds to the moment that it's real, not stage. Kind of falls on the line like it's supposed to be gritty, but it's not gritty enough. It's supposed to be funny, but it's not funny enough. So it's just floating in that in between for me. So I don't have much more to say about this photo. I mean, congratulations, Anna, for making it in. Moving on. All right, this next photo is from David Dorr. Holy shit, what the? Dad couldn't hold his wee-wee in? Look at that shot. Oh my goodness, what did he drink? Look how clear his wee... Oh, wait, no, that's not him actually peeing, right? Oh, I like this one. Great placement of the dad there, which he has the cast on, which adds more humor, adds a little bit more depth to the photo. And the two kids there hugging each other for dear life. Try to avoid that little squirt there. Just perfect timing, good framing, clean. And yeah, this is a good area to photograph because you have the option to stay there for a good 5-10 minutes to wait for everything to align, wait for the perfect subject matter to line up and do the action, kind of like what the kids are doing there. Or if you're just walking by, you see something happening, you gotta take that photograph right then and there. If you blink twice, you're gonna miss it. Whatever this place is, the restaurant, there's a lot of design, set design background. However, there's not a lot of distracting elements. There's no people walking by or getting, you know, conflicting with the main subject matter here. So yeah, I like this image. I approve it. Good job, David. All right, moving on to the next photo is from Anna Paula. The first black and white image. Okay. Talk about insulting my intelligence here. Another juxtaposition. Really? Picking this photo as a finalist image? Man. Wow. The judges, Martin Parr, Rami, Melissa, y'all need to get drug tested for selecting this image right here. I don't know how the judging system works, 2 out of 3, or there's a point system here. I mean, I get the juxtaposition, but other than that, what more do I would want from this photograph? You know what? I can't blame Anna for submitting something like this because as we've seen, and maybe not so much in recent years, but definitely before COVID, there's just the juxtaposition galore is just getting out of hand. Something that, in my opinion, is somewhat of a low-hanging fruit, quick laugh, but really like soulless. Something like this. I don't know how this made it, to be quite frank with you. I wouldn't have selected this. Who knows? Maybe the pool of images that they had to go through or select, there just wasn't much options there. Or maybe the judges had a few drinks, had a few smokes, and when they're going through the images, they were in a lighthearted, humorous mindset. I don't know. I'm just saying, I would not have selected this image. If I was a photographer, I wouldn't even have submitted this image. So enough on this image. We're just like a few minutes into this video. I'm about to have a brain aneurysm. Seriously. All right, moving on to the next one is from Eric David though. What in the world is going on here? Okay, another juxtaposition, humor shot, but damn, I wasn't expecting to see something like this early in the morning. I do like this juxtaposition shot, a large sign, medical right above, and then you just have the right character, larger than life character, I would say, just entering the frame there with a full body tat, hot pink boots, and then is that a McDonald's bag or something? It looks like a McDonald's Happy Meal bag with the cross on there. So just a very interesting character going into this garage looking place with a banner saying medical. I mean, what kind of medical is going on in there? What kind of medical procedures? Over the counter drugs? Who knows? I do like we don't see the person's face. We see enough details on the character, the main subject matter, that if we were to see the face of the person when you're exposing that subject matter, that's a whole nother ethical topic that we can talk about in another video, but it also loses its mystique. There's, you know, by excluding the head, the face, it adds a little bit more drama for me. But yeah, like I've mentioned before, I've always liked photographs where I can create my own story here. Like, who is this person? What kind of medical place is this? Why don't they have clothes on? Why are they dressed like this? Why is the entrance so low, or is that person just that damn tall? Eric captured a real moment here, an ideal shot for street photography, and this is a good example of a good juxtaposition photo. Yes, there is a strong focal point, but at the same time it allows viewers like myself to create multiple stories, ask multiple questions. It is not a low-hanging fruit where I just look at it, have a quick laugh, and move on. So yeah, I like this image. Congratulations, Eric. This next photo is from Forrest Walker. This is cool. I like this photo. It's like, is that an actual person? You don't know these days. I mean, with all the GMO in our food, that person could actually be real, like a small little figure, because the legs are so dried it perfectly. I mean, could that be a toy? Is that in the middle of the road or is that more in the foreground? I can't tell. But it's one of those moments where if you blink, you miss it. This photo wouldn't work if the parachute toy, figurine, whatever that is laying flat on the concrete pavement there. The parachute with the yellow taxi does add drama there for me. And it almost looks like that toy was trying to land in the middle in the squared area right there. I mean, this is a classic example of a quirky, surreal street moment here. The kind of photo where I have to like double check to see what I'm looking at exactly. And one thing I must admit, you know, we always like to emphasize, at least for me, like to emphasize clean street, clean background. Although there's chaos here, everything is organized nicely or cleanly arranged. But yeah, I think the taxi helps just add the yellow popness to it, helps with the frame balance wise. I think if the yellow taxi wasn't there and we were just looking at the parachute and maybe some empty space on the right hand side, this photo wouldn't work. So just great timing. Congratulations, Forrest. Moving on. This next photo is from Joshua Bergenrun. Oh, whoa, whoa, Sue, what are you doing wearing that? Like, what is this, Halloween or something? No, it can't be Halloween. Look how much snow there is. What is going on here with a hearse in the background? And she just looked like she landed from another planet. Maybe she is super cautious of germs being at the funeral, that she had to order this spaceship mask and helmet from Elon Musk or something. I don't know. I mean, another juxtaposition image here, but this one is, I like this one because it's just so bizarre to have the astronaut and the hearse in the background. I mean, just two objects that you wouldn't really think of in a photograph. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the capture is just so absurd that it just grabs your attention right away. I like how the lady here, she just is acting normal. She's not doing any crazy gestures or anything, you know, out of the ordinary. She's just standing there like she belongs there. Like, this is totally normal to wear an astronaut costume at a funeral, I'm assuming, or something. I don't know, maybe she's just passing by. But yeah, this is clean exposure, good use of light, nice sharpness to it. I could see viewers not really enjoying this too much because of it just feels too still. But a lot of times that's what good street photography is. It's just capturing a moment in stillness. Does that make sense? Stillness, capturing something that would look great in still imagery form. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, maybe how this would get elevated as a photograph is maybe if there was a couple more of them in this outfit instead of just one, just to intensify the ambiguity and humor. But yeah, I approve this as a finalist image. Congratulations, Joshua. Moving on. All right, this next photo is from Luis Rodriguez. Hey, uncle, what you doing over there? Do that kind of stuff at home before you go to bed, you know, in the dark. Don't be doing that out in public. What? Holy, look at that torta. Damn, look at that. Woo. All right, snapping out of it. What am I looking at? Obviously, the focal point is the old man looking at some big booties there on his phone. His outfit, his bald spot, the tattoos, the tight pink, purple tights, the type of jacket he's wearing, the pattern on there adds some character to him. Maybe he's a pimp. Maybe he's checking on the applications, his potential hoes to add to his fleet. Little details like the cigar in his hand. Obviously, the photographer had to photograph at this angle to capture everything that's in there. It has that voyeuristic feel to it, which I'm not really a fan of for street photography. Definitely from this photo, you definitely need to capture it from that angle. You know, it's a weird scene because it's a very private moment between the man and his phone, but he's doing this out in public. The muted colors from the grave pavement adds to the pop of his purple tights, and the lines, the symmetry of the bricks adds to his jacket, the lines on his jacket there. So a nice added touch there. I mean, obviously we know what the focal point is, but emotionally it just falls flat for me. There needs to be a little bit more emotion happening in the frame, and this photo isn't it. So something like this, if I took it, would I be proud of it? No. Lighting isn't the best. It does enough to light the subject matter, but framing, I'm not a big fan of the frame. I'm not a big fan of the overall content. It just lacks emotion for me, and something that I'll look at and just move on to the next image. So I am surprised that this got selected as a finalist image. I mean, the humor, juxtaposition, quirky theme here that the judges have been selecting, seems like that's what's been catching their eye, their attention. Hopefully we see a little bit more mixture of type of photos moving forward. So let's just move on. All right, this next photo is from Michael Guster. Okay, another juxtaposition shot here with the mannequin, the guy carrying the mannequin, and then the robot on the train bus there. I mean, a pretty solid coincidence, humor moment. I do think what the man there is wearing adds vibrancy to the overall photo, especially with the mannequin being empty, you know, like fabric wise. Each person in the frame is cleanly spaced out. They're kind of in their own world there. I understand where the focal point is. To me, the focal point isn't as strong as, let's say, compared to Eric's juxtaposition. The kind of questions that I'm asking is, where did the person get the mannequin? I mean, who cares if I ask that question? Where is he taking the mannequin to? You know, so the kind of questions that I'm asking for this photo compared to, you know, for example, Eric's one, which I think is the strongest juxtaposition that we viewed so far, it's night and day. Like, I understand it's funny, but it doesn't provoke deeper emotional response for me. The other thing I noticed too is that the mannequin's head kind of blends in with the background. I do like the fact that it's missing an arm. It adds a little bit, some character to the photograph, but maybe if there's just something on the head that just separated from the background, just something, I don't know, just something there. But yeah, I would say this type of juxtaposition is more like a visual eye candy than something that may make me curious, wanting more, looking more, asking for more questions. But other than that, congratulations, Michael. All right, this next photo is from Thailand street photographer Nari Namvong. Okay, at first I was like, what am I looking at? I mean, the more I look at it, the more I like this photograph. My first initial glance, I just... my eyes get drawn so much to the street signage there with the blue and the circular arrows, but then actually it's actually layered over a Ferris wheel. I believe that's a Ferris wheel in the back there. And this is actually, you know, a good usage of your surrounding or whatever props, street signage that you have available at you, and actually compositing it to make an even more dynamic image. So I really applaud the effort here. And the Ferris wheel goes round and round, and that sign obviously goes round and round. Of course, that signage is not for the Ferris wheel, but Natty made it seem as if they were one and one together. I also love the other arrows there pointing to different directions on the bottom and the middle ground right over there. For me, this is something that I wouldn't be able to capture. I'm not this talented or this creative to see something out on the street. And you know what? It helps that the mood, the overcast, really adds the mood and mystery to it with the signage. It goes hand in hand really well together. The guy on the scooter with the trench coat adds to it as well. So just little things that kind of populate the frame, and then overall it makes a nice overall image. I'm saying nice a lot, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, like just little things that populate and it just adds up. It complements each other, it complements the frame. It's just not a one-hit note, which we've literally been seeing for most part up until this point. Just a lot of good metaphors, a lot of symbolism here, the contrast between movement and static. So yeah, this is a photo unlike the one Anna's one earlier. This doesn't insult my intelligence at all. It's smart, it's clever, it's visually engaging. And yeah, so far this is probably, with Eric's photos, probably the top 2 so far. So congratulations, Natty. All right, this next photo is from my good friend here in Hawaii, Philippe Gross. Let's see what photo he got in. I think this is the 2nd year in a row, back to back, getting in, so congratulations. Props to you, man. You did it. You're representing Hawaii so well. What? Why did this get in? Okay, these judges, I mean, Melissa, Rami, and Martipar, you guys got to get drug tested for selecting something like this. I mean, I get what's going on here. I get the street lines, the pavement, the yellow lines there match up with the bird's beak and body. It is the metaphor. I get it. The leg of the bird just about to touch the pavement adds a nice touch to it, but come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on, you guys can't pick something like this. You guys can't pick something like this, man. You're gonna give a Dublin Street Photography Festival a bad reputation picking stuff like this and the one from Anna. I mean, I love you, Philippe. Congratulations. You are still my friend despite submitting something like this. And I have a feeling, I know why you submitted like this. You had a feeling something this stupid would actually get in. And you know what? You were correct. This got in. Come on now. You're telling the viewers that this is street photography right here? It needs a little bit more going on there for it to be a complete street photograph. I'm shocked by this selection here. Yeah, I promised myself before the recording of this video I was going to be a good boy, be very generous with my feedback, be kind, and I don't want to look at this photo anymore. It just makes my eyes very sore. I'm not a fan of this photo. I don't know why they picked it. Let's just move on. All right, this next photo is from Prescott Lastman. I can dig something like this, just simple. Sometimes simple is just all it is. Doesn't need to be overly dramatic. Doesn't need to have such crazy gestures. Again, I can create my own story here. Like, who are they waving to? Are they trying to get a piece of bread? I mean, just looking at what they're wearing, except for the guy on the far left-hand side, the guy in the cap, their trench coat, suit. I mean, it looks like a photo that could easily be from the Great Depression area. Great Depression era. I mean, yeah, good framing. Lighting wise, probably would have exposed it a touch or two down, but everybody's lit. We can see them clearly. I mean, yeah, nice moment of stillness and simple. Can create multiple stories here. I like this image from Prescott, so congratulations. All right, this next photo is from Tomas. Okay, yeah, this photo I believe was in the PSPI 2024 last year. I reacted to it. I really like this image. Great reflection photo here. Makes you look longer than 10 seconds. Makes you wonder how they're able to get that reflection shot. Good contrast, good juxtaposition with the size of the people in the frame there. Nice and clean. There's drama, there's tension, there's hope, there's mystery. I've talked about this in other videos. So again, I like this photo. It still resonates with me. So yeah, congratulations, Tomas. Moving on. All right, this next photo is from Bert de Brucher. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Finally, something visually stunning. Now, I just talked about Prescott's photo being simple, you know, doesn't have to be over the top. And then we jump to this photo from Bert, very visually stunning. The interplay with the harsh light and the deep shadows there create a nice graphic tension. Visually speaking, this is probably the prettiest photo thus far. I love the silhouettes here and the glowing eyes from the man on the left hand side. Definitely adds a cinematic, surreal quality, like something that I could see something like Alex Webb would be able to capture, or would want to capture something like this, or work this scene, work this corner. Very good capture by Bert. And the fact that, to me so far, that this is not in the top 3, I'm pretty shocked. So I'm curious to see what's coming up with the third, second, and first place images. Clean background and the horizontal lines with the background with the sand, the ocean, the shadows. Good play with geometry there. Just having the different vibrant colors, silhouettes, geometry all in one frame just creates such a dynamic energy that this is a really damn good photo. Bert showing total control of the environment, great timing, great storytelling here. So yeah, there's nothing really to critique on this image. I mean, we're gonna see the top 3 images here coming up shortly. That's a lot of pressure for the third, second, and first place. So good job on the judges for selecting this image. And another nice piece by Bert. So moving on. All right, we're down to the third, second, and first place. We should get a little drum roll here going on, because so far there's just been juxtaposition galore, and that's one of those things where I don't want people to think street photography is only about one hit note, focal point of one humor, focal point shot, juxtaposition. Street photography is much more than that. It's much deeper than that. And I understand when you're out shooting, those juxtaposition, those low-hanging fruits, they're right in front of you. You might as well snap it. I get it. But there's just so much more life. There's just so much more different emotions that you're able to get on the streets when you're out with your camera than just something that might get a little quick laugh, might get a lot of likes on Instagram because they're low-hanging fruits to the average viewer. But given the track record thus far, I am expecting a juxtaposition shot to make it third, second, first place, which I'm okay with as long as it's really damn good. My top images so far is Bert's one with the silhouettes and the yellow cones, Eric's one with the medical juxtaposition character there, and then the third one I gotta put in maybe Natty's photo with the street signage overlaying the Ferris wheel. Very clever shot there. So let's see if any of the photos that I think should have been the top 3 overtakes the ones that we're about to see. So let's go. All right, third place is from Richard Morgan of the UK. Okay, I've seen this photo. I reacted to this photo for the Mexico International Street Photo Festival. And by the way, the submissions for that festival is coming up. I am on the judging panel. I am one of 6 on the judging panel for that festival. So be on the lookout for that. Submit your best images to that one. I'll be looking at all the photos and help narrowing down to the finalist images. And while I'm at it, I might as well add in my PSA right here. I am also teaching a workshop over in Mexico in Querétaro City. It's a partnership and collaboration with the Mexico International Street Photography Festival. I'll have the link in the description box down below. You can register for the workshop and take some cool photos in Mexico with me. But other than that, let's go back to this third place image by Richard Morgan here. So yeah, what I just say moments ago, I'm expecting juxtaposition for third, second, and first. And the third place image is a juxtaposition shot. I do like this juxtaposition image because just because you look at the mannequins there, they just have tights on, and the lady there looks like she has the same tights of the mannequins there, and then now we see the upper half of the actual person there. It is a good moment. The slight gesture lean is nice. I mean, she looks like she could blend in with those mannequins there. Same skin tone, same tights, same leg size. And I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not gonna get tired looking at this image because she's fine as hell. I'd love to get her number and take her out for some nice coffee and pancakes. I'm okay with this being third place. I would have picked Eric's photo, Natty's photo, or for sure Bert's photo could have been in this place here, but I'm okay with the judges selecting Richard's photograph here. I guess they're saying they think this is the strongest juxtaposition of the ones that we've seen thus far. So congratulations to Richard. Moving on to second place. The second place is from a photographer from Thailand. Is Julia Chat Plezinet. Oh my god, what? This is second place? Really? Come on now, judges. I mean, there is a play there where you're kind of looking like, how is that even possible? And I get the kid doesn't have shoes, the man has shoes, and that's what he's looking at. Maybe that's what he's longing for. But the props there needs to be more dynamic for me. We need to see some shoes with diamonds or gold around it. Something a little bit more elevated than just these black leather shoes here. Feels a little soulless there. I get what the focal point, what the photographer is doing. I wouldn't mind this being a finalist image, but second place, for sure. The ones that I thought should be in the top 3 could easily replace this image here. Is it nice framing? Yeah. Is it clean? Yes. Does it make me look at it more than once? Yes. But for second place, I expect something far more stronger than this. I mean, given that Rami is from Thailand, maybe he knows this photographer and was pulling more weight for them. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. They selected it, so I don't got much more to say on this image. Let's move on to the first place. I'm speechless. All right, we are going down to number 1 here. Third place was all right. I can live with it. Second place, nah. Let's see first place, all right? So drum roll for, all right, first place prize, and where they're winning a vlog camera. This goes to Tom Pitts of UK. You know, at first I was like, what the hell is this? Why did this get first place? But the more I look at it, I actually kind of like this photograph. It's growing on me the more I look at this. I don't know what to say or how to analyze this photo in the moment right now, but kind of reminds me a little bit of like if William Eggleston and maybe Elliot Erwitt had a baby or took a photo together and combine it. This is what it'll come out of it. Obviously, if it was Eggleston, it'll be a lot more vibrant, but I'm just making that reference because of the food item and the hand gesture there and the harsh lighting, and then the Elliot Erwitt reference there, I guess humor. I do find it interesting or somewhat clever that each hand, like the hand is the main subject here, and each hand has a different spirit, different, you know, it's a different character behind each hand. Yeah, I don't know, something about the hands, like the clutterness of this food wagon is a little bit bothersome, not too much, but something about those hands being still. I mean, Tom just did a really interesting thing here where he captured a uniquely, you know, like a unique situation here where there's enough energy from the hands and enough drama from the lighting to make the photo stand out, to make the photo engaging. I mean, I don't know what to say. The hands add some kind of tension for me that I can't really explain it. I mean, you can argue that it is a decisive moment that's perfectly timed. So maybe it's more of a William Eggleston combination with Henry Cartier-Bresson type of photograph. Good use of filling the frame, using all of the frame, you know, no space is really wasted here. Maybe if there was more vibrant colors, more vibrancy here, it would help with this image. Maybe if there's like a cherry on top of that donut, something to just help elevate the photograph a little bit for me. I think little details like that would definitely take it up a notch. I know this is something that I've never seen before, is unique, and I think that's what a lot of the street competitions or the judges, especially a lot of these judges, they've judged other competitions before, and so they're probably used to seeing the same thing, or they want to select something just so out of there, so uniquely out of there. Going back to the hands, each hand tells a story. Some is eager, some is tense, one is casual with the glove. I could live with this being first place, but if it didn't make it within the top 3, I'm cool with that as well. But yeah, does this image overtake Eric's one? Maybe, yeah, sure. Does this overtake Maddie's one? Possibly. But I don't think this image overtakes Bert's silhouette layered shot. So there you have it, guys. The finalist images, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place for the Dublin Street Photography Festival 2025. What do you guys think? Do you like the selections that Par, Rami, and Melissa selected? What image would you put in 3rd, 2nd, and 1st? Were you like me and overwhelmed by the juxtaposition galore? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll have the full link to all the finalist images in the description box down below. So I'll also have my workshop in Mexico in the description box down below as well. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and you know that notification bell, hit that, and every time I post new content or videos, you'll be the first to be notified. And until then, thanks for watching, keep shooting, and stay safe.